What's up, folks? Welcome back to the garage. I'm having a feeling that more I fix my cars, they broke more. If I fix one thing, there will be two new ones, but well, you can see a small frustration from my face, but what can we do? We just have to keep working. And in this video, first I will, before I take this down from the lift, this 205 GTI, I have to check the rear tires because there's a the tire is attached with 4 bolts, and the threads, or actually the threads from the wheel hub are gone. From both sides, from the rear, so I will check what kind of parts I have to order. Maybe the hub and the bearing. I think it will be that kind of setting, but we will know soon. And after that, I will drive this car off from the lift. And there was this error code in my XC70 about the driving light heights. I had my errors read from a local shop, so now I know what's wrong, and I will explain that to you a little bit later. And we will lift the Volvo also up, and we will check what sensor is broken, and I will check if there's any OEM numbers in that sensor, because it's a little bit difficult to find. I called already for Volvo store here in Finland, and it cost about 180 euros. So I tried to find something a little bit cheaper, but I will tell you more a little bit later. Now I took the brake discs and pads off, and on both sides there was one bolt thread, or actually the hub thread, that it's not working. Okay, I tried to clear it with the winter tire bolt, and I managed to do something, but when I put the original bolt on, it just turns few turns and then it's stuck like that. Otherwise the other bolts are going through the hub with hands without any problem. So this one is the problem, and I have the bolt, you can see. I think this, you can see the problem here. This is junk, and I'm lucky I have a few extra ones, so I have bolts for the wheels, but I have to figure out something with this. And on the other side we have the same problem. There's a one that the thread is gone, and the same thing in this side. This side I have all the bolts are okay. But what's my plan? I try to find a tool that I could clear the thread, because you can't see the fault with the bare eye, because I checked all the threads and they looked same. So there's something small going on in there, so I hope that I could clear the threads with a right size tool. I figure out that first, but if I'm not managed to find that, I just have to replace the hub from both sides. I haven't done that before, but it shouldn't be any huge problem, I hope. I just have to Google the instructions and order new ones, and install it. I hope that I could fix this because I'm so cheap that I want to save some money, but the main thing is that I try to fix the old stuff before throwing it away. That would be a nice, but I figure that out. But next I will put the brakes back on and take the GTI off from the lift and drive the XC on the lift, and we will figure out the light adjustment problem. Now the Volvo is on the lift, and of course when we are hot season here in Finland, I run out of freon gas from my air conditioning, but that shouldn't be any problem because it's still giving a little bit, so I think the compressor is okay. I just need to get more gas, and in Finland you can't do that by yourself, so I have to go to a shop which will do it for me. But to the error code, sorry guys, this is in Finnish. Now it says that there is no messages, but just a sec. I start the engine like that, and just wait few seconds. Oh yes, driving light fault, needs service, and I went to a quick service and they read the error codes, and next I will tell you a little bit more about that. I watched few YouTube videos and googled, and I found out there's 2 sensors in front in this Volvo, so I thought that it would be wise to go and read the error codes so I would know is it left or right side. But sorry guys, this is also in Finnish. It was B10441C. It's a rear axle sensor, so it's not the front left or right, it's a rear axle, but that's actually a little bit easier because the sensor is right there. So I just remove the tire from right side, and the sensor is right there. You can see it's a Ford Motor Company, and there's a code. I will check that code because in a local dealership this sensor costs about 180 euros, which is quite a lot, I think, because this is a quite simple device. There is the arm, short arm, and the lever which goes to the arm. So this is quite simple to change. Just open that nut, and I think there's only one bolt down there and the connector. So it's not a big task to change. But next I think I will disconnect the connector. I will clean it and connect it back, and we will see if that helps. But I think that I should find a new one or used one. I just checked the codes, so it's much easier to find the right part. But next I will try to disconnect and connect the connector. I cleaned the sensor and I opened the connector. It seems to be okay. Wires seems to be okay. I cleaned the sensor a little bit and put some WD-40, but it didn't help. The error code is still there. So now I just have to get a working one. The original is 180 euros, so I try to find something a little bit cheaper, because that shouldn't be... that's a quite simple device, that sensor. But I will figure that out. I have good and bad news. This video clip is taken about 2 days after other clips in this video. Good news is that we still have very nice weather here in Finland, and I just received a used sensor. It came from Finland. It was actually Finland is we have two official language, Finnish, which is much common than the Swedish. So this is from Swedish area. It's Ytterese. I don't know which is in Finnish, but it came quite fast because it wasn't overnight, but they brought it quite fast. So I have now the sensor. It's actually from S60 Volvo, and it's a sensor for light adjustment, and it's rear right, but the number is exactly the same, and I think the sensor is just the same. I will do the whole video about changing this sensor and the error codes, but as you can see, the number is exactly the same. So the mechanism might be a little bit different, but the sensor is exactly the same. So I just open the nuts and change only the sensor. I will clean it a little bit before, but I think we have now solved the problem about this sensor thing. But the bad news, we have a heat wave here in Finland, and I went took my car to a shop that they added the Freon gas. The gas is actually R134A, and they removed the old gas, so it's 810 grams. There's oil, no oil came out, and they filled 5 grams of oil, and they filled 820 grams of the gas. So there was only 10 grams missing, so it was almost full. So the fault is not missing gas. It is actually the compressor. And when they filled the gas, they asked me to put the car on and the air conditioning on, and I put, and then they asked me to put it on again, and I told them that I already did that. And quite after that, we noticed that because they had connected the pressure sensors and the hoses to the system, they saw from the machine that the pressure went on and off without a reason. So the compressor was spinning all the time, but it didn't work all the time. And the new one is 380 or 390 euros plus the job. So next task is to find a used compressor, and I will try to find a video from YouTube how to change the change the compressor. Now I just have to put the rear tire back on and take the car down from the lift. This was a nice surprise that the lift has enough strength to raise this car well. There should be quite a lot of clearance still. This car weighs about 1,900, and I think that this lift will lift at least 2,500, I think. So there should be a clearance enough. Now I just have to find a new sensor. I have noticed that it's a quite common failure in Volvos, but might be also in other cars, but especially in Volvos with the xenon lights. So I will do a whole video about changing the sensor, and I'm running out of brake pads, so I have to at least change the brake pads to the rear, maybe even the brake discs, so there will be a lot of subjects to do next videos. But hey, thanks for watching. Please give me a thumbs up and comments down below, that would be great. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, now it's a perfect time to do that. And also remember to press the bell. Thanks for watching and see you soon.